Oh, thank
Town
you.
center.
Town center. Okay.
No, I mean, we're not
I
in the
suck
big
at those
building. We're
things.
down
No, no, no.
at
I
the.
know. I know. I can see Jade.
Okay.
How'd you
I
get your
see you
jetpack to
jumping.
hover?
You have to assign your mode key using the menu, the controls menu. So I'm gonna go quickly mark
Okay,
the
hang on.
library coordinates in town hall.
Wait. Controls. Mode key.
Ooh. Okay. I can do that.
Where do I get my jetpack?
If you didn't have a house, he may not have made one.
Okay,
I see how this goes.
I've got an extra one for you, Wes. Jade just gave me hers. Okay, Mango. So here's the
It's
problem. I
It's
can't
very
view.
sweet of Doc, but
I can't read
That's
the chat
amazing.
while I look at the sign message. So I need you to read me those again, Mango.
Negative 955. Positive 651.
Next.
Negative 955. Positive 674.
Okay. So where are we doing these things? You all decided, and I wasn't here.
Next.
I feel.
Negative 977. And plus 651.
If it makes you feel better, Cleo, I was here and I have no idea what they're talking about. Either.
Okay. All I
I
heard
think
was
the
Wizard
Tower
Tower.
is going in over here. Like,
Okay.
where are you?
Where the dirt block is?
Well, in this general, where were you talking about a minute ago? Here we go. This little room right here, right?
And what that actually comes up to one of the things I was going to cover in the farming thing.
Mhm.
I have the machine set up to make things like mossy stone brick, that type thing, which might be useful for a wizard tower.
Cool.
Yeah.
So if there is a material someone needs for the purpose of building a community lot or even their lot, like jungle planks or something like that, if somebody could put a sign outside my house when you're on saying, hey, any chance you can auto produce blah blah blah, if I can put a barrel out front of the house with whatever it is you're requesting, so you have whatever it is you needed. The spruce planks for aim,
I usually just go steal them.
Yeah, but if you tell me, hey, I'm going to be making, the wizard tower, I need, stacks and stacks of mossy stone brick or whatever, I can make it.
I got you.
So am I understanding we're going to take the inside of this and make it into kind of a tower? Is that
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay. When people were talking about a wizard's tower, I was all like, oh, we're going to build a new building.
No, the idea is like we might put in like massive windows or something, like use part of the existing structure and have some like bricks and stuff creeping into it insidiously. I don't know. And we can worry about the details of it exactly later.
Cool.
But maybe what we should do, just a thought, maybe we put up like in the town hall a list of community buildings that need to be built with their locations.
Yeah.
And people can claim them. Go, okay, I'd really like to, I have a great idea for a wizard tower. I'm going to claim the wizard tower, and they can put a sign that has their name on it, buy it. So we don't have people, ending up at cross purposes with, gathering resources, etc., when there's two different ideas in place. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that would make sense. I'm not sure how formalized we need to make that, but I like the idea. What do other people think?
My chat says nether brick for the tower.
Not the question.
Oh, sorry. I'm good with that. I think.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think that's just going to be one of those things. If you want to build it, put a sign up at the plot saying, "Hey, I want to build this. You're more than welcome to help, but only when I'm here," kind of thing.
Yeah,
I think that for any big project there should be one person in charge, and if people want to help,
Okay, well, it sounds like that passes. So one person in charge of each major build project.
I'm taking pipes.
Well, I was gonna say, Jade. I know that you were gonna want your. Dang it, Wes! I didn't catch that. I ruined my sentence. Okay. I was gonna say, Jade. I know you wanted to get your restaurant, food storage area figured out. Was there a location you had in mind?
I was honestly thinking, we don't really need these rubberwood trees because, well, there's a rubberwood tree farm. I was thinking something based around the well, like maybe almost like little like stands like you find at like in a bazaar type thing where we have like stands that have different food products coming up into them around the village well.
Oh, and
Oh, I
could
wanna
you
do
use
that.
barrels for that?
Yeah,
It's-
the barrels would be basically the bar front with the items would come up and into them, and with a little work, I could kidnap villagers to act as baristas, and
I want to do
it would look
that.
cool. But I need somebody who makes pretty things like Zombie Cleo to make it look good.
I
I'll
want to
just
do
build
that.
a
I've
box.
just offered to do that.
What did
Yeah,
I
I know.
miss?
Okay, so Mango, we were just
Rah.
Jade was proposing that we set up essentially food stands along the courtyard here.
Oh, that
and
would be cool.
Each one would pipe in different food. I would have never thought of that, but I love the idea myself.
I want a taco truck.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily have to have tacos, but still.
It could
And
be
then
labeled
Mango's-
taco truck.
Once-
Can I have
once I get
Mango's
it-
taco truck?
Once I get another Ender Pearl, I can make another portal gun because unfortunately mine died in lava. And I can kidnap the villagers that sell food just as a funny
Awesome.
addition and stick them in cages inside the stands. And then they can sell extra food plus
Yes.
look like they're the baristas.
By the way, I actually have 2 portal guns. If somebody needs one to
May I
like
have
grab
one?
something, we've got 2 that we've got in chest. So
Okay,
Cool.
I may borrow one of those later for village kidnapping.
okay, yeah, we
Okay.
made 2. We've got the one that everybody hates, because of my portal, but we've got them so that we can get mom spawners and villagers and that kind of stuff.
Cool. So, are we happy saying essentially this whole like lower square is the food truck district?
Yes. Can we get rid of that farm and that dirt block? Because that would do a well. Jaded needs
we
the
don't,
dirt
we
anyway.
don't really need that farm, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think this farm
Jaded
can
needs the
probably
dirt
disappear.
anyway. So if I take that down, then I can put something up there as well.
I
Because
was gonna
I've
say,
now
Jade
officially
needs to get a
adopted
hold of
this
this.
project.
Jade needs to get a hold of this dirt right here, going all the way up to this carrot farm or potato farm.
Oh yeah. Just throw the quarry up there and grab all
Yeah.
that.
All the way down.
It'll just
Oh.
chew through that like nothing. Okay, so once Wes gets back, that would be our 5th vote. Just a quick reminder, we are at 10 past the final hour of the stream, so we only have about 49, 51 minutes remaining. I don't know. Oh, hey, Wes is back. So, Wes, can I quickly recap for you? You are the deciding vote on something. Well, he's not talking back, but he's walking
Okay,
back.
sorry. I muted my microphone.
Okay, no, you're fine. You're fine. Okay, so Wes, what we were discussing was Jade and Cleo would make this the food truck district down here in the lower square and set up a bunch of food stands, and they would all of the automated food farms would pipe the food into down here, so you could just come through the village and grab whatever you wanted.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm getting a taco truck.
Yes.
So this
Yes. I will make you an actual like truck that has like wheels and everything that they can actually
Yay!
like proper.
Yay!
Awesome. So this is passed as the lower square is the food truck district.
Okay, then I'll probably build a tunnel bore system to tunnel over to here from my house. For...
Yeah, we're gonna take down this dirt and give it to you, and I'm gonna take down this farm as well. That'll give us enough room to have everything.
You
So-
can probably take this well out too, unless you want to
No, no,
design
No,
around
we're
it.
keeping
The
the well.
well is part of it.
Okay.
We can
Good.
put benches around the well and all that.
And we're gonna make it
Gotcha.
pretty full.
And flower boxes and pretty shit.
Yes.
Oh, the girls just went nuts. The guys go, "Hell,
Went
testosterone,
nuts."
Hey,
Testosterone.
Joe, I need you to turn on PvP a second so we can kill Mango.
Ow.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm busy typing up the thing.
Die, Mango,
I've-
die!
I've
Hey Wes,
fallen
you
and
appear
I can't
to
get
be
up.
You appear to be stuck in a well.
Here.
Nobody drink from that.
Nobody. Oh.
I had to pee while I was in there.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear. Should we go back up
Okay.
to town hall and try and get through the rest of it before?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, I don't necessarily care if we hit all of the points that I had written down, but I know that some of these agenda items were you guys, so I don't want to do you a disservice by saying, "Yeah, let's screw around for the next hour." But if you just wanted to start building food trucks for the next hour, we have gotten
Oh,
some
I need
stuff done.
to get materials.
I did want to go over the farm things so that people know where the inputs and outputs are until the food trucks are made.
Okay.
And how to like the tree farm can be operated by anyone if you need something, but I kind of should go over how that works.
Okay, so that is one possible choice for the next agenda item. Cleo, I know you had proposed discussing some sort of blacklist. Did you want to talk about that, or do you
Yeah,
want to wait?
very, very quickly. It's just basically, as we're all YouTube or Twitch people, it's basically just sharing the names of people who have been outrageous between groups, so that we don't necessarily get harassed whilst we're on other people's streams. Or so if somebody was absolutely disgusting to me, I would possibly give you the name, and we do a collective, okay, we don't want you around because you're a horrible person kind of thing.
I got you.
Like my lovely stalker the other day.
Yeah, that's what prompted it, to be honest. But I was thinking about it.
Cleo, are you posing that this would be shared information or binding?
No, shared information. That way you know who to keep an eye on if, in your streams and stuff. I wouldn't necessarily expect you to act on it per se, but just to be aware.
Yeah, because I don't know what kind of a burden that would create. Because, like, for example, if I don't use Twitch normally, I don't know how to edit a Twitch blacklist or whatever.
No, you go into settings under band and you type in the name.
Okay, but I guess my point is, though, that, like, especially as Cleo pointed out, people use different services too. Like, do I have to ban the person on Twitter? Like, it's fine if it's shared information, but I wouldn't necessarily want to require somebody do something like that, or say they have failed if they don't.
No, what I would like is, I would just like if somebody's actually, because we're all pretty chill people. If somebody's actually had to physically ban someone from their service or whatever, I would like that information about who they have. Not necessarily what exactly set them off, but just to be aware of it, so I can keep an eye on my own stream.
That could be pretty easy if somebody wants to just create a Google Doc and share it between all the members.
Yeah.
Then if something like that comes up, you can just go into the Google Doc under blacklist and type in the name.
Yeah.
Everybody can see it. It's editable. It's editable. Editable? Is that a word?
Okay, I guess as Mango pointed out, everyone can see it. Like, one of the goals of the server was to do as much in the sunshine as possible.
Yeah.
I don't want to glorify people who are terrible.
Right, that's why we can. This we can keep in the back.
The other part of that would be like in the case of my lovely death threat person. It was anonymous. He made 29 different accounts, different IP addresses. There's no way to know exactly who it was, so it doesn't really help to give you the list.
But it's a case of if it's a one-off, sort of like a single person, a single name that you've banned because they said something completely outrageous.
I guess what would probably end up happening is no one would have the time to import this blacklist into their own stuff. What would happen is if they had a problem with somebody, they would check to see if somebody else had already added them to the list. And but that doesn't really do anything because then you've already blacklisted the person on your own thing for being a problem in your own place.
I get what she's going through. I get what she's going for though, and we already do it in the streaming now. If we get somebody who is just universally a douche, then you let everybody know that, and it makes it harder for them to be places. Even if they change names, you tend to recognize people the way they talk, that kind of thing. So I get where she's going with it, and I'm good with it. If we want to share the information, I think it's fine.
I'd say share the information, but don't necessarily compile a list, etc. Just be like, hey, by the way, today, XYZ person was making death threats. You might want to keep an eye on them.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
Wes, you've said nothing. I'd like to hear from Wes.
Everybody loves me. I don't have to worry about this stuff.
Thanks.
I am universally adored, and everyone is sweet to me.
It's okay, I love you. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry, you hang out with me long enough and the hate will start moving in your direction too.
Okay, well, it looks like this is the sort of thing that we don't necessarily even need to vote on because we're not doing anything, or
Not
are
really.
we?
I mean, it's just no. It's just that's more of a yeah. If somebody says something incredibly egregious, we'll probably tell each other, but it doesn't really need to be a formal thing.
Okay, well, I wanted to bring it up just because, yeah.
Well,
shit's already gone down.
This is exactly the sort of stuff we should be talking about. I'm just not. Or what I'm saying is maybe we don't vote on it not because it's not a good idea, but because we need to get more feedback from the rest of the group on how to implement this in a way that is. I'm not sure how the way it's been described that it would actually help anyone, and I want to help people. We need. Sorry, I'm moving my hands to talk. I need to push to talk. I feel like we need a more solid solution or a course of action.
That person in question has been banned, and his main account has been tracked down and IP banned from Twitch, etc. Which is sort of a solution. And he can't get to any of us because he can't get back on Twitch. Theoretically.
I make a motion that we go to the Nether Fortress.
Okay, well, so hold on. First off, we're still talking about the blacklist. Can I say tabled until we have another group discussion?
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I think this is there's got to be a way to do this that doesn't glorify people, but also is not wasting our time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there are people out there who will try and get on the blacklist just because that means that people know who they are.
Okay. Yeah.
No unnecessary infamy.
Yes, no unnecessary infamy. Okay. So let's see. We have 42 minutes remaining. Wes, you didn't have anything on here that you suggested yourself, but do you have anything that you on the agenda that you think is particularly important to address?
Not really. I no.
I did have a thought on the link book thing.
Yes.
Really quick. There's 8 of us. If each of us provide 1 diamond block, we could have the link modifier.
I think that I would be happy to throw in as many as I can. I want to get that thing built because I love it.
But if we could attempt everybody to get as many diamonds. With us sharing machines, it's not necessarily necessary for like everybody to have built their own quarry, etc. Right now, I think the link modifier is a bit more useful.
Okay, out of curiosity, how are we doing quarries? How are we? Are we allowed to just do our own one?
Yeah, we've been sharing like fillers and quarries and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, just go like a claimed wilderness area that I'm sure we'll have a quarry on it at least once.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say we had discussed but not formally voted on just keeping it to 1 per person and doing it in the wilderness primarily, or like not making massive pits at spawn.
Okay.
But yeah, you would have to do it on claimed land. You couldn't just go out randomly somewhere set up.
Right.
I did randomly go to the Nether and quarry out Netherrack for the engines.
Well, okay.
But
see, I thought that was part of a construction project for our Nether hub, but we probably that's whatever. I'm not worried about that. The Nether is always terrible. It's not going to be worse.
I think that should be on a sign as we go through a Nether portal. The Nether is always terrible.
Yes.
Just that slogan.
Yes. And Joe will leave you down there fighting for your own life.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say that outside of the overworld, quarries are not really regulated.
Exactly.
In terms of location. Although, just don't set up 25 because, we don't know yet what the server can handle, and we're going to be kind of easing into that. But so far, we haven't had any problems. We thought we were having problems the other day, but it turned out that the host's data center was under attack, and they were having massive problems with the machines there in general that had nothing to do with us building a quarry on the server.
I think it's kind of worked too. We've been kind of just sharing machines back and forth. When somebody says, "Hey, I want to make a quarry for the next couple of days. Can I borrow your quarry?"
Yeah.
And it's from everybody having one.
Well, from a hardware perspective, we could probably handle
yeah, sure, why not,
Okay, so if nobody has anything that they really want to push, then I think the best thing to do would be for Jaded to show us her farms and how to use them.
Okay. I'm good with that. Is that what we're doing?
Looks like.
Unless
My
anybody else
internet's getting
complains.
attacked.
Okay, so we go back down to my place. Isn't it great that it's right next to Town Hall?
This reminds me
It's
of the film
convenient.
Clue, where we are all just like do. That's running around music. Sorry.
Okay.
That might not have been clear. I'm very tone deaf.
Me.
Oh no, you're kidding me.
Oh, that explains why you things were looking weird around you. Are we going outside or are we going in here?
Yeah, the first part is starting upstairs. This is the wheat at the wheat farm is where I'm at.
Okay.
On my way.
The wheat and it's very important that these blocks are never broken because the water freezes and it breaks the whole farm. So the slabs have to stay there. But this is one of the things that has to have dirt. So if it's not operating, it's because I need to put more dirt in it, which I do right now. I need to get this piping set up so the sand and the dirt come out. But so this stuff all, you can see the pipes go down, everything. This is where you put dirt in if you have dirt. If there's no dirt, go ahead and shove it in. This is where the cactus is done automatically if you need cactus. Sugar cane is coming, and I will be having books and, well, at the very least, paper is going to be automated tonight. So you guys can get paper for Mistcraft books or whatever. All of that goes down. The peat comes out of here, but this is where you have to input bog earth down here, which I'm going to show you the lever that does that in a minute. If for some reason you want to tap into the energy system and you're not getting enough energy, the way you turn off these machines is right click on this pipe here connected to the machines. You have to hit it at the right angle. And they will, the arrow direction will change. See, now that it's turned off, this won't do anything until you turn it back on. So if you come along and like the tree farm doesn't seem to be working, make sure that the power, that the arrow is pointing in. Like Joe the other day was wondering why it wasn't working and the power was off.
Oh. Okay,
like with the rubber tree.
User entered your channel.
I was gonna say this is going a little bit fast for me, but if I'm the only one holding the class back,
no, it's a bit fast for me, but
Oh, well, I can show it better over here. This
well,
is
no, I
actually
was
a
gonna
better
actually
spot.
say, could we go back to you were talking about dirt and bog earth? So,
Okay.
what is this with the water? Is this the bog earth here?
This stuff
User
here, you
disconnected
see
from your
there's
channel.
dirt, and then there's bog earth. Bog earth is created in an auto crafting setup inside. I'll show you guys. And bog earth comes into the peat bog farm, which is this farm right here, down here, and it gets placed around here, and it has to age. Once it's aged, the harvester harvests the bog earth and turns it into peat, which goes down these pipes into a barrel inside the mountain. And it will harvest, I'll be putting a third tier up there, so if anybody wants to run peat engines, we have the peat to do it. Because it will auto output tons of peat at this point.
Okay.
Bog earth is created in here, the next important part of it. Joe left the game.
Yeah, sometimes the stuff inside your base doesn't what is it, render properly. Like there's I don't know why it is, but sometimes I have to log out to see the barrels. Log back in.
It's a rendering glitch. It's fixed in 4.5. Yeah. So this is a carpenter. Oh wait, I'll wait till everybody's here. This is
How
a
do we get down?
carpenter. Just come in through the door.
I'll find
Oh,
you,
okay.
Wes.
There,
Oh,
door.
maybe I won't. It's really hard to find you.
If he's coming. And I have bee villagers in cages because we didn't have anywhere to put them in the town. So I shoved
bee
them in
villagers?
cages here.
Sorry, what's a bee villager?
I can cover that in a minute.
Okay. Okay.
This is the carpenter. So it's mulch, sand, and dirt. Mulch comes from the process that gets me mycelium and mossy stone brick, etc. What you do is, if you notice that the farm out there has nothing but dirt, it doesn't seem to be, it just has dirt instead of bog earth, you flip this lever, and the carpenter will start outputting bog earth automatically out to the farm. It will go up, it will get set out, and it will start making more peat. Unfortunately, without Logi pipes, there's no way to make it request it, so you kind of have to do it manually. That's just if you're worried about why isn't it actually doing what it's supposed to be doing. This one does the same thing for the tree farm. It's dirt and fertilizer, and it makes humus, and that lever there controls that. So I keep those stocked, and if they don't seem to be stocked, the pattern is in the machine, and you can see what's needed: dirt, sand, mulch, or over there in that machine it says dirt and fertilizer, and you can come over and grab out of the barrel and shove it in the machine, and then the machine will go nuts supplying what it needs to supply.
Oh, and the Pete's here.
Yes,
I'd like to make a motion.
What?
Yes, Wes.
If anyone sees me touching any of these devices, please kill me.
Deal.
So like the all of the stuff that gets harvested up there comes down here. Wheat, 1/3 of it immediately goes into a chest over there, which auto crafts into the bread that is so nummy. Melons come down here, and because melon slices take up so much room, it's auto crafted into melons. I'm going to be setting up. I'm assuming nobody has a use for cactus aside from waterproofing.
Color, but
I can
not
like
super
store
needy.
some
User
cactus.
entered your channel.
I was figuring I can set up to auto craft waterproofing, just instead of cactus, have it go through furnaces and make waterproofing, so you can just pull that out. Sugarcane is going to auto craft directly into paper here in a bit. I'll split it half and half between paper and sugar if anybody wants sugar for some reason. Well, for pumpkin pies, I guess, if we wanted to do a pumpkin pie truck. But the machine, this is the one that confuses some people. And I don't know if you guys even want to bother using it. This is a moistener. It has to stay in this little corner. You can't flake the blocks because it needs darkness. But you put wheat in, and it slowly decays into mulch. In the upper right corner, you put stone bricks, it becomes mossy stone bricks. You put seeds in the upper right corner, it becomes mycelium. You put cobblestone in the upper right corner, it becomes mossy cobblestone.
That is the single most beautiful machine I've ever seen in this game.
It takes time, but with the wheat output from our wheat farm, that's why I've got 1/3 going into a barrel by itself. We can get the decorative blocks we need. We can get the mycelium to make a mushroom farm, etc.
That's great.
So that's what I was saying when I said, if you want a specific decorative block when it comes to the mossy things, they can be made. You just have to say you want it, and I'll do it.
Yay!
I'm back, by the way.
The other part of all of this is the engines here. I like to turn them off when they're not in use, which is why they all have levers. And then they all turn off, except this one, which keeps going because I forgot to put a lever on it.
Whoa.
Would you like a lever? I have an additional lever you may use.
Would you mind sticking it right there? I can do that. That'll work great. I just keep forgetting. There we go.
I got DDoSed again.
And then this is where netherrack goes if you end up with extra. That's why I've been quarrying the nether is for this, to get netherrack for the lava.
Right.
But so if anybody has something they need, if you just shove a sign somewhere in my outside or whatever, out here is the center courtyard where I've got the barrels. Joe has started putting dirt in here because I need dirt, and that's where the dirt that I requested goes. But if you guys want something like a specific plank type, or you need mossy stone brick or whatever, just put a sign say right here or whatever that says, hey, Zombie Cleo wants mossy stone brick. And when I have enough in place, I'll replace the sign with a barrel that has your materials.
I like to think that I'd like to use the word please, to be fair.
We'd all like to think that we'll say please, but until we see any evidence one way or the other.
Oh, I see. It's like that. I see where you're going with it, Joe. I see.
I don't mind if you want to say please. That's fine. Or were you saying I need to say please?
No. You said Zombie Cleo would like this. I like to think I'd say please. It's just a personal thing.
Yeah, that works. But this is the other part, and this is one that you guys might actually want to use yourself. The hummus automatically comes out and goes into these machines, and I'm making sure this isn't backed up right now. And it doesn't seem to be. It's just not actually running right now because I have no saplings in there. So let's say you wanted birch wood. Just open up this middle machine right here, take the saplings that I'm keeping in barrels, and open up these stupid things. There you go. And put it in the sapling section. And as long as the arrow is pointing in, it will start planting the trees. Oh, except I've got the engines turned off. If you want rubber wood...
turn the engines back on.
Okay. If you want rubber wood, you would put the rubber in there, and you would also need a wrench to turn on this pipe right here. You would right-click it until the arrow on the pipe... See how the arrow points away from the machine? You would right-click this pipe until the arrow points in, and that turns on the rubber wood.
Right.
And then you get rubber as well as rubber wood.
Damn it.
So you can just walk away and come back and collect it. Planks logs automatically go into the sawmill, be turned into planks, and then everything outputs to this chest. And then you can have whatever type wood you wanted. We've got some of, vanilla and rubber. Those are the only ones that'll go in. Extra biomes trees don't work in the forester. So that's how that works. And it'll just keep going and making as many wood planks as you could possibly want for your building projects.
So what I'm seeing is, if any of us want to try and build something, it might not be a bad idea to invite you along for the video.
Why? I just make stuff.
Yes, but you're making stuff and we're going, right. Which is
I'm up there saying like, oh, hey, maybe I should dig out some more of this hill. I don't know. Maybe I'll use a pick for that. So many decisions.
What's the recipe for a shovel again?
But so if you have a request for, you want, say, birch saplings in large amounts for a pretty farm, a pretty decorative thing, just tell me what saplings you want or what wood planks you want, and I'm not 100% sure. I think you might be able to put extra biomes wood in the sawmill to make wood planks, but I'm not sure about that. At 142, a lot of the extra biomes bugs hadn't been worked out.
Gotcha.
But so yeah, I will have a mushroom farm up in the next couple days for auto crafting mushroom stew. I haven't yet figured out how to do the auto killing mobs to get a steak and stuff, but I should also get the netherwort farm up and running the next day or so.